Airborne can air assault, but air assault can't airborne. Remember that. There's a difference between air assault operations and airborne operation, and it's a very big difference. All over the news, we're hearing a lot about paratroopers moving around, either from the United States into Europe, from Russia into Ukraine, and I want to talk about what the main differences are. We're not going to talk about airborne school and air assault school. We're going to talk about why you should know the difference, and if you know the difference, you can kind of tell what's going on with that military and what they're trying to do. Air assault. I was an air assault soldier. I was in the 101st Airborne. And remember this, everything that has to do with air assault is everything that has to do with helicopters. Air assault soldiers are trained in rappelling, fast roping, rigging your gear under helicopters. Everything we did in the 101st Airborne Air Assault had everything to do with helicopter operations. And this is important because air assault operations allow you to get you to where you need to go in a very specific way. You can land on top of buildings. You can shape your helicopters in a very specific way and land surrounding an entire village. And that's the main difference between air assault and airborne. Air assault is a pin precision thing. Now, when you go over to the airborne side of things, paratroopers are the airborne soldiers. They jump out of aircraft with parachutes. You can jump out of a helicopter with a parachute. You can jump out of moving planes with a parachute. But the main thing is you're doing it at a low altitude, and it's a little more sporadic and scattered. You can only get so precision with an airborne operation. The other main difference is this. With an airborne operation, you typically do it at the beginning of a war, or you do it on a very small location with a small amount of people. At the beginning of a war, maybe you want to overwhelm your enemy and you want to drop them behind enemy lines, such as what we saw in World War II. In World War II, they dropped their paratroopers behind enemy lines, overwhelmed the enemy, and they were able to flank the enemy on Normandy. That was a major success to the operation, and that is essentially why we still have airborne troops. Now, when you look at Vietnam, airborne troops were fighting in Vietnam. However, they weren't doing airborne operations. They were doing air assault operations. And remember, air assault pinpoints you where you need to go. You can't airborne drop people into the jungle. They're going to get stuck in the trees. However, you can use paratroopers in air assault operations because paratroopers are also well trained. You can get them in helicopters, pinpoint them, and move them around. And that is the main difference, and why I think you should know the difference is that airborne troops can air assault, but air assault troops can't airborne. Get that in your head.